Hey guys, this is Jonathan Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros, and I got my good friend Ryan here with me, man. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you for asking.
Hey man, I appreciate you. I know you're a busy guy. So if you guys have been living under a rock, Ryan runs Teacher Under Pressure out in the Raleigh area, and he is absolutely killing the game. And so today what I want to go ahead and talk about is just, how Ryan got, in the exterior cleaning business, because I know that you are a teacher, Ryan, right? And so hence the name Teacher Under Pressure. So I want to talk about your story of how you got in the exterior cleaning game, and then kind of like how Ryan was able to grow his business with our help and honestly how we've been able to help his grow his business as well with his help, right? Because working with established businesses like Ryan really accelerates what we're able to do. And so I think Ryan's story needs to be shared. So Ryan, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, Jonathan, thanks for having me. Yeah, to make it kind of a quick introduction, I was a teacher. That's where our name comes from, Teacher Under Pressure. Our journey began during COVID, and it started simply out of boredom where I had some time on my hands because I wasn't in the classroom. So just I'm a very hyper person, so I needed something to do. It actually started. I was going to go down the path of being a like on the side of being a personal trainer, and that's what I was doing. I was training people on the side, and one of the individuals I was training was actually in pressure washing, and he would come to me and he would tell me about it and let me know like the process and what he was doing. I was like, man, can you just take me out, show me?
Hmm.
And that's what he did. He took me out, showed me. It only took a couple of times. I was like, the light bulb went off. I was like, man, this is like, I don't know. This is a good industry. This is something I really need to make sure I take up on. So, YouTube videos and reaching out on reading forums and things like that. I started Teacher Under Pressure, and it was really just me calling anybody and everybody in my phone book, neighbors, and just anyone that I could learn and hone in my craft, pressure washing as I would go. And I would trade it for reviews and things like that, before and after pictures, just to get on the map. And that was kind of a huge thing. And while I was doing this, what I was noticing is I was listening to the customers and what they were saying. What they were saying, things like, thank you for great communication. You showed up on time. Little things that you could do to be a professional, in my opinion, just were really lacking within the industry. So I said, you know what? People in this industry are not living up to the standards they should. So that's what we really decided to focus on is customer service. So that's our slogan. We're a customer service business that cleans. And we have continued to model that. And anybody that comes on board with Teacher Under Pressure, they customer service first is what we model. We've been open for a little over 4 years, and we're approaching 600 5-star reviews. So that kind of speaks for itself. I could say, this and that's about the company, but really the customers are speaking back with those reviews. And that's what we've continued to do. And it wasn't something that I was thinking that I would, start this business and grow. I was a teacher, but the business took a life on its own when you treat people right and do the right things. And it came to a crossroads where the business was just starting to take up way more time than I expected, and I had to make a decision. And that's when I decided to go all in with Teacher Under Pressure, and here we are today. Yeah, talking to you.
Yeah.
So
No, man, that's great. I think one good thing that you really said on that was that how you were patient with that process and how you put customer service first. And that's kind of the same thing that we kind of do as well. But you said something that I love where you said that you were exchanging those different things for reviews, right? And that you were getting yourself established. Too many guys are super transactional when they first start off and they're just looking for like the money right off the bat. And if you build your brand, if you build that presence, if you build that reputation, then you can start charging the way that you do charge. So, what were some of the things that you were struggling with in terms of like growing your business, Ryan, whenever you were like starting off or even like in the past like year or two?
yeah, I mean, with anybody that's first starting off, I think the trouble comes into no one knows who you are, right? Like
Mhm.
you have to get your name out. Like, yes, I have great customer service. Yes, I deliver a great product. But if Jan or anybody else don't know who you are, then you can't get the business. So that's why I've always said marketing is the biggest factor within a business, because if no one, like, you have this great product, but no one knows who you are, what you do, what you represent, then you're was just constantly doing, at first you don't have the money, so you're constantly free organic marketing. That's a daily, 2 times, 3 times a day, sharing those before and afters, sharing those reviews, letting people know who you are, what you represent, just telling really your story, going live on Facebook, getting it out there. There's just so many things that you can do when you're first starting out that really don't cost a lot of money. I think a lot of times that's where people might mess up is they try to go all in with, Google and things like that, when they just don't have the money to do that. But, once we got that out and got our name out, that's what really started to grow the company. And once I hooked up with you, with a marketing agency that really knows what they're doing and more so niche within our industry, that's when it was just like, fuel onto the fire, and we can really get this growth that we were looking for. Now, there's always headaches that come with growth, but there's learning that comes with it as well. So, but by far the marketing is.
Perfect, man. So yeah,
Sorry,
so
did I break it there at all?
yeah, man, but it was all good. So the biggest, so like I
Okay.
love what you said there about the marketing and consistently doing so. So how has it been like working with us, man? I know you talked about that and you because I know one funny thing that you said was like, hey, if you don't got the budget for Google, because I know, man, we be spending, Ryan. I know we be spending, man. So tell it, kind of just tell how it's, been working with us, man, and how we, how it's been helping your business.
Sorry, my son keeps calling in here. Yeah, I mean, it's worked so good I've had to turn it off. That tells you anything. I mean, I just couldn't keep up with the demand that was coming in. I will let you know that I worked with someone before, and I mean, until you don't know what you don't know, and until
Mhm.
you work until I work with you, I was like, man, I was literally throwing away money before. And I think that's always the fearful thing, is that if you have to have some faith when you're working with some marketing agencies, and there's so many out there that it does make it hard. And there's a lot out there that, just like within our industry, claim things that are maybe are not true, but I mean, everything from the initial onboarding to the communication to the in-depth questions. I mean, I think I picked your brain for like 2 hours one day before we even like started, just because that's the kind of person I am. I like to understand a little bit more, about how you think and the way you go about it. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a game changer for us, a complete game changer, to where we, even if like we're talking about the slower month, usually in September, we're still getting a ton of leads coming in. And it's very important for me, because one of my biggest fears is to have, you know, all of these technicians and not be able to provide work. Like, that's my job, is to provide the work for them. So having those leads come in during a slower time when we're transitioning over to a really crazy season, Q4, within the holiday lights, is just like very impactful, and it's helped me reach my goals this year that were very far fetching, but I'd like to have them out there. And we're actually above pace to where we need to be, or where I thought we would be, to reach the goals that were out there. So it's just been, I mean, it's been very rewarding working with someone that cares so much, and you can see that they value their company and what they're doing for these individuals that they're working for. So
I appreciate the kind words, Ryan, with that stuff, man. And I do
yeah,
remember picking my brain. And what I tell a lot of people, and I actually, I'm gonna call some guys out, man, sometimes with that. But I think that a lot of guys don't like that run marketing agencies, because they feel like, because they don't know how to explain it themselves. But I think that more people should be like how you were. I don't know if you, I know you probably didn't get the vibe that I was frustrated. I actually get excited when you guys are like asking these questions, because I know that you're going to make it work. I know that we have the right partnership at that point. And I think that's the biggest thing that people should do, is that when you're working with a marketing company, to be able to see if you're going to work with them, don't just listen to what they say, like, oh, yeah, we're going to get this many leads, we're going to do that. Pressure test them. Ask them all of these different things of how much you need to spend, what you're going to do for that, what's the monthly game plan, what's going to happen with this. And so I actually found that quite refreshing, man. I remember beginning of the year because I think the first time we talked, man, my AC, you probably didn't notice, but my heating was out, man, and it was like I was not in Florida at the time, and I was like, man, it is like 40 degrees in this place, you know? But I remember that time and
Yeah.
that time talking and just preparing for this season, man, and it's been a pleasure working with you. You know what I mean? And so, is there anything else you'd like to share to the people, man? Doesn't have to be just about working with us, it could be about just in general.
Yeah, I can give two things on that. A lot of times it's hard just to get started. So if you're at that phase of your entrepreneurial journey, just get started. It doesn't have to be perfect. Um, if you are on that journey right now and looking to grow, I think that you need to link up with the marketing agency. I've had one in the past that worked well. I know John and I've worked with them. So I would highly recommend reaching out to marketing pros. They're on top of their game. It will not be money wasted. I can guarantee that. Um, and yeah, I mean, other than that, if you ever have any questions that when you want to come directly to me, please reach out to me. I love talking to other individuals within the industry. I mean, I have a group of pressure washers that are literally in my backyard, not literally, but they are in my service area that we talk all the time. And, I think it's good to have someone to either bounce ideas off of or just have like a battle buddy because, we go through it as entrepreneurs. It's
Yeah.
only for the crazy people. So,
Yeah, no, it definitely is. You have a podcast as well, Ryan. Go ahead and shout that out, man.
yeah, for sure. So the journey of an entrepreneur, it's just I get local business owners or just anyone going through kind of the journey of being an entrepreneur. We talk about every aspect from growth to family life to just the daily life of an entrepreneur and some of the struggles that might happen and just the rewards that it also comes with being an entrepreneur. So it's good for anybody that's going through that journey and maybe wants to learn it a little bit more.
Definitely. And so, if you guys want to go ahead and tune into that, I will have that in the description as well. So that you guys go ahead and give him a shout out. Ryan does know his stuff, guys. I know that personally. And then, yeah, we'll link your information there as well, man. And hope you don't get blown up too much. You know what I mean, man? You got some work that you got to do out there, man. So, hope you don't get blown up
Yeah,
too.
sure. Yeah, hit me up now before this crazy Christmas season comes up. Because
Yeah,
even my family doesn't get to see me that much during that time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, look, man, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know your son was calling you, man, so you got to get back to him with that kind of stuff. So, I really appreciate you taking the time out to say these kind words and to talk about your experience working with us and also how you got started in the game and where you're going right now, man. And so, I look forward to continue working with you, man, and seeing the great things that you're going to be doing. For your not only your community but your business, your team members, and all of that, man. So I'm excited.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome. All facts. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right then, Ryan. Well, thank you so much, man. And thank you guys that are watching. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, now, take it easy.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
All right.